You've been thinking about getting that tummy tuck, but you're really scared. You're not really that scared of the anesthesia. You're not super scared of the travel if you go to Miami. What you're most scared about is the scar. What is that going to look like? How big is it going to be? Is anybody going to be able to see it? What are the before and afters of your surgeon's scar? Is it a little tiny scar inside the belly button? Is it a long scar that wraps around the body? Does it go up the back? Scars are a big deal in surgery, and many questions go around about how long they take to recover. How do you prevent them? Is it the talent of the surgeon? Well, I have something that no one really talks about. Why it's been such a secret until now, I have no clue. But I can give you a good idea. They would rather shove things down your throat that cost a ton of money than this one simple remedy that you can incorporate when you're on your surgery journey and wipe away the fears of scars. Now, before we get into that, because that's going to be super good, you're going to want to write like pen and paper, save, rewatch, whatever, but it's going to be good info. If you know anyone who's on their surgery journey, and whether it be weight loss or plastics, please send them our way. Whenever you go through a transformation, you need to know the right things to do and not to do. And we want to make sure that people you love are on the right track. Like, what's the point of having the surgery if you're still going to feel terrible on the inside, or if you have a hiccup along the way that could have been prevented if you knew how to do it better, but instead, you're going off of wrong information on the internet instead of having a trusted place. We want to be that trusted place. So like, subscribe, share, you know what to do. Like, if you really care, just share. Now, I had to call on some of my pop stars in order to make this episode happen, because obviously I'm not the expert in everything. I did have my own surgery journey in July of 2020. I had a really tough time in recovery mentally and just kind of navigating on what to eat and when to eat and all that stuff. And so when we created the Pop Squad, we had to bring in experts who knew about, these secrets, these remedies that are out there, but no one's talking about it. So first things that you have to do to prevent a nasty scar after surgery is you have to eat right in the preparation. And so I brought in Dominique. She's a part of our Pop Squad, the nutrition team, and she's going to explain to you some of the basics on how to prep for nutrition. Pause this. You better make sure you're sitting somewhere, because you don't want to miss this information.
So number one preparation that I would talk about is to have an assessment of your current nutritional levels. So we often talk about the importance of protein, carbohydrates, and fats, which of course we're also going to keep in consideration as you prepare for your surgery. But we're also going to want to take a close look at your iron levels, electrolytes, so minerals such as magnesium, potassium, calcium, and then also your vitamins. So vitamin A, C, vitamin E. Those are all very important factors that are going to support the specific healing of the skin. So we're talking more about the scar and the incision. There's two things we want to take into account here. We want to prevent infection from when the incision is healing. So for that, we're going to do two things. We're going to boost the immune system by taking foods that feed the healthy gut bacteria. So we're talking probiotic, which are fermented foods like apple cider vinegar, kimchi, which is fermented cabbage, sauerkraut, which is also fermented cabbage, but with a different flavor. And we're going to pair that with a prebiotic, which is fiber. And fiber essentially comes from carbohydrates. Now, when I talk about carbohydrates for surgery, I normally specify that it's best if it's a complex carbohydrate. And the difference between a simple carb and a complex carb is the presence of fiber. So instead of having a simple carb, which is refined flour, for example, or white rice that spikes your insulin and then drops it, which creates a craving, we're going to have the fiber that's going to attach to the glucose molecule, and that's going to allow a slow release into the bloodstream. So what's going to happen is it's not going to cause a peak of blood sugar. So it's going to help regulate your blood sugar so you're not as hungry, so you don't have increase or spikes of insulin that encourage or support fat storage. And on top of that, the fiber is is also gonna help you digest better and keep you hydrated. So I know it's a lot of things to think about, but quickly to talk about healthy sources of prebiotics, so fiber, it's the same foods that'll give you all the micronutrients, so the vitamins and the minerals that, depending on your blood panel, you're gonna find out that you need more of for certain types of food. So fruits and vegetables, and then grains and legumes, such as lentils, beans, chickpeas.
So now you know, and I try to tell you, it's not some laser, it's not some creams and stuff help, which we're going to talk about in a second, but it's nutrition. It's the basics. And so I want to take it even a step further, because maybe you're watching this and you're like, yeah, but I already had my surgery. My scar's already there. Well, I had to bring in an expert who had her own scars from acne, and you know how hard sometimes those are to be removed. She had to start searching from the inside out to make changes. And so she's also a part of our team, and I wanted her to give us some perspective on what that looks like on the surgery journey.
Well, it actually depends on the type of scarring you have. For example, I still have a little bit hyperpigmentation scars from my acne. I was suffering from cystic acne really bad, and that's also why I chose my career. But hyperpigmentation scars are actually one of the easiest to take care of, and you also want to make sure after surgery that you don't get any hyperpigmentation scars. If you have hyperpigmentation scars, what you can do, and also what I did, is you can eat a lot of vitamin A. Vitamin A is good to help the cells regrow and basically speed up the shedding process. And you can also do it from the outside in. It's also vitamin A, a different kind of vitamin A. It's called retinol. So you can use retinol creams or retinol serums and just like apply it onto your skin to work from the outside in, but also from the inside out, especially vitamin A, but also vitamin E is good for regeneration and cell growth. But in general, everything that is orange or red colored, when it comes to fruits and veggies, you can definitely eat it. Also kale has also good vitamin A. So vitamin A, and that's my favorite because I love, for example, carrots. And the good thing is, if you live in Florida or Miami, it can also protect your skin from the sun. So if you eat just like a few carrots a day, that's awesome. Also organic carrot juice. Vitamin E you can find in crucifer vegetables, for example. Broccoli is nice. And you can basically eat everything that's green. Also has a lot of vitamin E. Yeah, if you eat the rainbow daily, you're totally fine.
So don't say no to the surgery. This isn't about whether surgery is right or wrong. It's all in perspective. But if there is a wrong way to do surgery, and that's how majority of women are doing it, don't be majority of women. Do surgery the right way. Take this information. There's free resources down in the caption. There's links to more free resources. We're going to give you all the strategies. We're going to give you all the tips. You know, if you need some help, let us know, but we're not going to leave you hanging. And remember, all of our information is backed by credible board certified surgeons, mental health professionals, advocates, registered dietitians, nutritional therapists, all with a focus and a mission to change something that's been wrong for too long. See you next time.